From quotes and pillows to down jackets, humans have transformed feathers into a multi-billion-dollar global industry. Feathers insulation remains unmatched. Mountaineers would need 11 layers of thermal underwear to match one down expedition jacket's warmth. The author visited America's largest feather company, touring labs for quality inspection and factory floors for cleaning and sorting processes. Surprisingly, down supply isn't driven by market demand for bedding or outerwear. In reality, feather supply depends almost entirely on duck and goose meat consumption, especially in China and Southeast Asia. Think about it. More duck or goose meat consumed means more feathers available for down production. This supply constraint explains why down, despite its performance, remains niche, limited by availability and pricing. Another factor favoring synthetic fibers over down loses insulation effectiveness when white. Birds protect their down with waterproof contour feathers, something our outdoor gear still struggles to replicate. Beyond weather protection, feathers enable flight. As the author notes, all bird discussions eventually soar to this topic. This fundamental trait remains inextricably linked to feathers. The book explores how flight capabilities co-evolved with feather development. A long-standing debate in ornithology persists. Avian ancestors take flight from ground-running theropods or tree-gliding reptiles. Fossilized theropod feathers suggest ground-dwelling ancestors already possessed flight-ready structures. Yet modern chickens, flapping wings while earthbound, prove feathers alone don't guarantee flight. Clearly, feathers aren't sufficient for aerial mobility. Conversely, flying reptiles and mammals use skin membranes, not feathers, for flight. Feathers neither guarantee flight nor monopolize aerial adaptation. So why did evolution bother creating feathers when simple skin membranes could enable flight? To answer this, let's examine humanity's attempts at bird-inspired flight. Humans initially misunderstood avian flight, assuming mere wing imitation would grant skies access. Greek mythology tells of master craftsman Daedalus and son Icarus flying with wax feather wings. Reckless Icarus ignored warnings, flew too close to the sun. Melting wax sent him plunging into sea. Icarus drowned in the Mediterranean. Tragically, this wing-making fallacy persisted beyond mythology. For centuries, flight enthusiasts repeated this error, attaching bizarre wing contraptions without understanding avian biology. The author references an 1894 aviation treatise whose first chapter reads like emergency room logbook. Each flight attempt description was followed by injury reports. Its evolutionary perfection for birds became human disaster. The Wright brothers' success marked true aviation breakthrough. Their innovation used fixed, streamlined wings instead of flapping mechanics. This design traced back to Da Vinci's meticulous bird studies. The Renaissance genius documented black kites and larks in detailed flight manuscripts. Later, the Lilienthal brothers advanced avian-inspired wing designs. Inspired by stork observations, they built gliders that informed Wright brothers' control systems. The Wrights themselves were avid birdwatchers, studying gulls and eagles' wing adjustments. Eventually, literal biomimicry gave way to wind tunnels and equations. Ironically, as aircraft perfected, engineers returned to biological roots for inspiration. To make aircraft more efficient and quiet, engineers now study birds with cutting-edge tools beyond telescopes and notebooks. Modern engineers wield impressive new weapons. High-speed cameras and laser rangefinders reveal how birds adjust mid-flight, every feather twisting and folding. Though feathers alone don't enable flight, birds manipulate airflow through precise feather adjustments. Simulations show feather-coated jet wings could boost efficiency. Maybe future planes will have fluffy wings. Oh. Imagine glancing out your plane window to see a down-covered wing. This sci-fi concept might become reality. If aircraft and sleeping bags borrow from birds, our next story shows humans surpassed avian imagination with feather usage. Quill pens, as the author says, were history's supreme writing instruments. Well, top three at least. Let's add one of to that bold claim for accuracy. Undeniably, quills shaped Western literacy. Monks copied Bibles with goose feathers for centuries. The word pen comes from Latin penner, meaning feather. Geese supplied most quill material. Each goose left wing yields 5 usable flight feathers. The large primaries, quill demand literally shaped menus. Roast goose dinners subsidized writing culture. Swans and ravens supplied specialty quills, crow feathers for detailed engraving work. Craftsman's pride with tactile emphasis. Crafting quills required secret techniques to make feathers resilient and glossy. Hollywood gets it wrong. Real quill makers trim those fluffy barbs that mess up ink flow. Just like sharpening pencils, quill writing required frequent trimming with pen knives. The hollow calamus needed precise notching to create stable ink channels. True craftsmanship. Quill production peaked in early 1800s. London stationers sold 6 million annually. One London shop exported 27 million quills to St. Petersburg yearly during 1830s. Mass-produced steel nibs dethroned quills by mid-19th century. Steel nibs and ballpoints won. Quills became ceremonial relics. Most feather crafts survive only as artisanal traditions today. Victorian feather products like powder puffs vanished from markets. Modern scientists reinvent applications through bioengineering. Bizarre patents include ostrich feather air purifiers and scented dusters. Emerging technologies propel feathers into novel domains. 400 billion birds exist globally, about 50 per human, says the author. Few notice feather microstructure or growth patterns in daily life. The book invites closer observation of avian wonders. We conclude our exploration of feathers here. Further resources available below.